welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a requested video on the MUG Foiled Eyeshadows. I was messing around with some stuff on my hand. I like to do that before I put it on my eyes because I tend to always put my foundation down first, and I really don't like to try to wipe things off my eye. So I tend to like put a base down first and to see what exactly they look like. Well, I have two really good ideas for what I would like to do. You guys said you want more extreme and not everyday. Some people did request an everyday, and I can tell you this. I work in the professional beauty industry and I can get away with a lot, and I cannot get away with wearing these on my eyes on a day-to-day basis. Maybe one of the lighter colors I could put all over my lid, but I mean these are very metallic, and if you work in a professional setting, this is not really gonna fly probably. So I love greens and blues. I find that I gravitate towards purples a lot. Like my first instinct was like, yes, I'm gonna do like a purpley shimmery eye because I do love these purples, but then I went online and I looked and I was like, oh my god, that's what everybody's doing. So let's do something different. Hey, guess what? I didn't do my hair again. Is that a surprise to you guys? I got home from work today and I hopped in the shower because I was going on like the third day I haven't washed my hair. I don't know if any of you guys are like me, but I despise washing my hair. I try to do it only like every 3 days or so. So I was like, I better do it before I go out tonight with my boyfriend. So I literally just blow dried it. I know you guys hear that all the time, but I detest doing my hair. I hate it, I hate styling it, I hate drying it, I just hate it. Finally the sun is coming out, but it has been freezing all day, so I kind of look like a chola on Easter. That's okay, I'm cold. My name necklace is not helping the flannel. The three different ideas that I had for these would be like a really beautiful green smoky eye. If you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comment section down below and I can do that. Or I was thinking like a copper and bright blue together, which I still really like, and I will do that at a later date. Today, since you guys did request a more like extreme eye, I'm going to do a really bold blue eye, like with smoked out edges. That's what I think I'm gonna do because I'm just making this up as I go. I do have my Cover FX drops down that I mixed in with my moisturizer. I have not concealed and I haven't done anything else. I'm definitely gonna have to change my shirt before we go to the movies anyway because this blue is probably gonna clash with this, but that's fine. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prime my eye. For that, I'm gonna use the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Normally it would be best to use like a paint pot. I'm actually gonna lay down liquid liner for my base to make these shadows pop even more, give them a little more dimension. So I am just going to use a thin eyeshadow base right now. I'm gonna list everything I used today in the drop down bar below, guys, so if you have any questions about like what brushes or anything I'm using, and if I forget to mention them, they'll be listed below. First, on my MAC 224, I'm gonna pick up some Makeup Geek Beaches and Cream. Everything I'm gonna use today is gonna be Makeup Geek except for the brushes, on my eyes anyway. So I'm gonna lay that down as my transition color. And transition color is right above, when you blink, that crease in your eye, the transition is right above that. And it basically just makes for exactly what it's called, the smooth transition down into the eyeshadow without it looking choppy or just like a straight line. So something closest to your skin tone is what works best. So for everybody that might be a little different. So now I'm gonna pick up my MAC 217 and I'm gonna take Makeup Geek Latte and Crème Brulee, and I'm going to just tap it in each, and I'm gonna focus this on that crease. Just trying to give it a little more depth. For me and my hooded eyes, you will pretty much never see me put a shimmery eyeshadow in the crease of my eye, and that is because since I have hooded eyes, I want to recede that, I want to make it go back, so shimmer is going to bring it forward, and I never want to do that because it'll just look droopier. I go back through with my MAC 224 with nothing on it, and I'm just going to really blend that line again up top. Now I'm going to pick up my MAC 217 and I'm going to go in with some Cocoa Bear. Now if you don't have Cocoa Bear, MAC Brown Script is very similar to this. I'm going to click it off and I'm going to focus it on the outside half of my crease. Really just like right here. So basically where the pupil of my eye starts is where I'm going to stop with that, and I'm not going to bring it over any further. Okay, now that that base is just laid down, or those transition colors, I'm going to set a base to really give this foiled eyeshadow some extra dimension. Not that it really needs any more because they are pretty pigmented, but like if you can see right here, these foiled shadows have no base to them, and these ones I put some of these, what should be eyeliners underneath them. I'm going to take, this is Mystic by Makeup Geek, and I'm going to take it on a Makeup Geek pointed pencil or a pencil brush, and I'm just going to swirl it around there, and I'm going to focus it on the inside corner of my eye. Let me see if I can zoom in a little better for you guys. Okay, there you go. So I'm going to focus it just right here, just like just a small little dot. What I'm going to try to accomplish is like a gradient from darkest on the corner to the lightest on the inside. So I really want this color to be like a highlight in that corner there. So if you see just a small little dab. For creams, gels, these foiled eyeshadows too, because they are a really heavy, oily kind of eyeshadow, you want to use synthetic brushes. You do not want to use a natural hair brush in there, or it's going to pick up the product very odd. Now I'm going to pick up Makeup Geek's Fame, which is another one of her gel eyeliners. I'm going to use that same Makeup Geek pencil brush and swirl it around in here. I did wipe this off on a towel, and then I'm just going to continue that lid color. Don't go any higher up than the lid. Basically, so your mobile lid. So when you blink where that crease is, do not even take it into that crease. Just go right up to where that crease is. So just like that. So basically you want to leave almost where your iris starts here. Back, you want to leave that blank for now. This does not have to be perfect because it is just a base. Now this is Makeup Geek's pointed crease brush, and I'm just going to basically, with no product, I'm just going back and forth over the crease to kind of blend in anything that could have worked its way up in there. Now I'm going to take Makeup Geek's Immortal black gel liner. I'm going to take, this is just an It Cosmetics, I don't even know what this is, I got it in a kit. It's just like a fluffy, it's supposed to be a face brush, or I don't know, I use it as an eyeshadow. And I'm just going to put this black on that back third of my eyelid, very lightly. To wipe my pointed crease brush off that I used a minute ago, and I'm going to go back through again and do those same steps, so of blending in that crease. Start at that back there and make sure you don't take the black over too far. If you did get some up in that crease, you just really want to buff that out. I'm going to pick up some Makeup Geek Frappe on my Sigma E25 blending brush, and I'm going to go over that crease and use this to just blend those all together. And again, you don't need to do the base steps if you don't want, or you guys can use any kind of eyeliner pencil or anything and just really get in there and just put down a base, because that's really going to make them more reflective. So I dug my nail in this like a dragon lady weirdo. This is Pegasus by Makeup Geek. I'm going to take that on my pointed crease brush, and I'm really gonna swirl in to pick up a lot of this pigment, and I'm going to just pack it over that base that I put down. All the way over, even on the black, and you can start to see that little bit of gradient on the back there. On that same pointed crease brush, I'm going to pick up some Makeup Geek Corrupt, which is a very black, and I'm going to focus this just on the outer V, basically over that black gel that you put down. Go back in with my Sigma E25, and I'm going to focus on that black that I just put on there in that crease, and I'm going to lightly blend. I know right now it looks completely insane. I'm gonna back up for a minute. I'm going to finish doing my eye prep. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to conceal, I'm gonna do my eyebrows, and then I'm gonna show you how I finish off the under eyes and bring it all up together and the inner corner. So since my eye is gonna be so heavy, I'm gonna really like go all out. I did have somebody ask me how on dry skin I prevent my under eyes from creasing, and the answer for that is bringing up your moisturizer to make sure that you hit underneath your eyes so it's not really crepey skin. Now this is going to be non-drugstore products. I will do an entire video on how I do it with drugstore products because I've finally been messing around with some things. So first I'm gonna color correct underneath my eyes where I get my circles, and for that I'm using my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Custard. I'm going to take my Beauty Blender, the little minis, which I didn't think I would like this, but I actually do. So now I took a little of my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer on my Paw Palette, and I'm using my Beauty Addicts Eye Blender brush, and I'm going to highlight So I'm going over where I put that concealer, and I'm just taking it out up towards the temples. I don't want to bring it too far down because I don't really have, even though I have a huge head, I like to think it's because I have a big brain, not that much of it is the front of my face. So I don't have too much area. I don't want to like bring my highlight so far down that I just look like one big white ball. So I want to take it down like that. And then I'm going to take a little on my chin because I'm really trying to elongate my face. And then I'm going to flatten out my forehead. Well, this is what you want to do. You want to make it look like it's completely flat right here. And you can even take that little line. And again, I know this is a crap load of makeup, guys. I'm going to take my MAC Prep and Prime and Radiant Rose, and I'm going to just draw a couple little lines right on the end of that highlight to really make it stand out a little more, just on my eye part. And I'm going to take that little micro mini again, and I'm going to blend that out. Now I am going to take my regular beauty blender and blend the rest of that highlight in on my forehead. If you guys can see, I have a really lifted look to it right now. Now I'm going to show you guys how I bake, which I was really skeptical of this when I learned about it, because I thought, yeah, let's cake a ton of powder underneath your eyes and I'm sure they won't look crepey and cakey and weird. But the heat from your body actually kind of like melts the powder in and it like fills in any lines, and I mean, it has to be done right. Can't always just use any kind of powder. So first I'm going to take my little mini, I'm going to spray some MAC Fix Plus on this. I'm going to dip that in my Laura Mercier Under Eye Secret Brightening, and I'm just going to like really heavily put that right underneath. Like you can see how powdery it is. I'm not trying to blend this in. I just want to pack it on right now. I know I look crazy. You have to do this pretty much immediately after you put your concealer on, or it will start to set and then it can get cakey. Next, I'm going to take some of my Ben Nye Cameo powder, and if you remember my vanity tour, I just dumped some of it out here onto this. It's just the top of a Tupperware container. And this is how I like to do it. I take some of my NARS Translucent Crystal. This is in the loose powder. And then I dump some of that on here to kind of mix it together. I'm gonna take my regular beauty blender, another spray of MAC Fix Plus. Again, this is not everyday makeup, guys. This is for like a special event. You really wanna like make that highlight stand out, and you want it to last a really long time, because when I do this, my makeup will not budge until the minute I take it off. And so look, then I'm just gonna take that powder and I'm gonna pack it on in triangles where I put the rest of that concealer. I want it to be this heavy powdery that you see right now. So don't worry. You don't wanna really be like grinding it into your face. You're just picking it up and putting it where you put that concealer. Now I'm gonna let that sit there for a little bit while I finish the rest of my makeup, because I really want my skin to kind of melt this in. And try not to get it all over my shirt, which I did. Does anybody else have this Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, this like long dual-ended? I think it's like the 10 or the 12, I don't remember. My little thing came off of this. I tried to glue it back on with some nail glue, but blah. All right, so I'm just going to brush my eyebrows up. And I've been loving this NYX, this eyebrow cake powder. I take this more taupey shade in there, and I'm just gonna fill in my eyebrows. And I'm going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Eyebrow Gel, and I'm just going to set those brows in place. Again, while I'm just waiting for that to bake in, some people like to leave it on about 5 minutes, some people leave it on even longer. I don't leave it on that long because I have ADD. I'm going to pick up my Inglot 504 contour shade on my MAC 168. And to find out where you want to contour, you can kind of suck in your cheeks a little bit and see where that line is. It typically tends to be from the top of your ear down towards the corner of your mouth. So I'm just gonna light hand go over that area. I don't feel uncomfortable when I do this highlighting too with the powder, like the baking, because I wear a lot less foundation when I do this. So I typically wear like my MAC Face and Body, but right now I only have a couple of those Cover FX drops and some moisturizer. I would not do this if you're wearing a really thick full coverage foundation because you're going to look like you've literally painted your face. I'm gonna pick up a little of this shade. I don't know the number of it. I think it's 505. I'll list it below. And I'm just going to add a little dimension onto my contour and hit it right on that back little part. Don't bring it down any more than whatever you touch the brush. Just move that in a circle. Click that brush off and then blend that all in. I'm gonna take that 504 shade and I'm gonna contour my jaw. I'm just gonna come right under here. Very lightly. I mean, you don't want to have a huge line, but what that's doing is giving you some definition to your face. Then I'm going to take my Makeup Addiction, the Chiseler brush, and I'm going to pick up my Hourglass. This is my Luminous Bronze bronzer. I really do love this. Swirl it around in there and just click off the extra, and I'm really just going to try to get some on my cheekbones to add a little warmth and dimension to my face so it's not so flat. I don't like to go too overboard because I really don't care to be tan, so... And I'm just gonna add a little warmth around the border of my face. Again, since I'm so light, I could use a little. Okay, so at this point, if you wanted to, you can just sweep off that powder for a little extra coverage. I like to just take my MAC, now I've always used their Studio Fix powder if I do ever use any, an NW20, or I've used it in N5, I believe. But now that I am extra white, I just picked this up the other day. This is their NW10. This is the lightest one they make, pretty sure it is. And what I do is I swirl my brush in there and then I'm just gonna flick that off underneath my eyes, and it's really gonna give me a highlighted look. And again, since I am dry skin, I don't ever use powder anywhere else on my face. I'll just put it in that little T-zone right there and that is it, and my face won't get dry. So swirl your brush in there, click it off. This is a Makeup Addiction, the highlight brush, and I'm just gonna flick over where you see that powder and just flick that away. That's also adding extra highlight to that area. And then on your chin and between your eyebrows. Now I can promise you this, my concealer will not budge. Real quickly, I'm going to put on some blush. So to keep it a Makeup Geek kind of day, I'm going to use this blush mitten. If you remember from my color theory video, since I have blue on my eyes, I'm just gonna put some orange toned blush on, just because I think that would look pretty. So I'm gonna smile and I'm just gonna put it on the apples of my cheeks. I don't wanna go too high up with it. Okay, I'm gonna take a different pencil brush. You can use the same Makeup Geek one if you want, but I don't wanna clean it right now and I have crap all over it. So I'm gonna use my MAC, this is my 219, and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that Cocoa Bear that I put up in the crease, and I'm going to bring it until where my iris starts. So let me zoom back in for you guys. That better, guys? Can you see how smooth the baking underneath my eyes made? It makes a big difference, and it's not creasing. Again, you do have to properly moisturize. You do have to get your concealer right before it sets. I'm going to run this right underneath my eye like this until I hit this pupil. I'm trying not to hang my mouth open while I do this, but it is kind of difficult. So just right up to where your iris is. I'm gonna take that pencil brush and I'm really gonna smoke that out underneath there. I'm gonna go over it with another color, but I want some of this warmth to come down. Now I'm gonna take my Ardency In black eyeliner and I'm going to line my tight line up top and I'm gonna line my waterline on the bottom. I'm gonna go back in with this Mystic that we put on that inner corner, and I'm going to put some on the inner lower lash line with that same Makeup Geek pencil brush. Just a little bit right here. I'm gonna trickle that down like this. I'm gonna take some more of that Fame that I have up top there. I'm gonna wipe that same pencil brush off, and I'm gonna use that same brush and I'm gonna bring it down a little more right here. Just like that, if you guys can see. I'm going to pick up some more of that Makeup Geek Pegasus on my MAC 266 brush. It can be any slanted brush, it really does not matter. And I'm gonna pack it on there and I'm going to go over that color that we just put down. I just really want it to be vibrant. Now I'm going to wipe that brush off. I'm gonna pick up some Makeup Geek Corrupt and I'm going to go and line from the back corner of my eye up to meet that. Kind of like trickle it in so it blends. Kind of connect it with that little back piece on your eye here, and I'm just gonna take that little slanted brush and kind of go up to meet up the side of my eye there, just so it looks kind of like it completely encapsulates your eye. If you have a white gel eyeliner, this will work. You can use the Jumbo Milk pencil from NYX. I'm going to use my MAC Fascinating pencil, and I'm gonna focus this right on this tear duct area because I'm gonna put another color on here and I really want it to pop. That down, again, it doesn't need to be perfect. Now I'm going to pick up, you can use any little tiny synthetic brush. This is my MAC 228 brush. I'm gonna pick up this color, Fantasy by Makeup Geek, their foiled eyeshadow, and I'm gonna touch it to where I just put that white for a highlight. And then to use a little more of one, I'm gonna use Magic Act on that same little brush, and I'm really going to, just a little gold color, I'm gonna go over what I just did there to really highlight those corners. See how that highlights it? This Magic Act is really like an awesome highlight color. Now, just to touch up the top a little, I'm gonna take some more of that, what did I say it was, Pegasus, and I'm just gonna go on and blend that in well with that black color that we have back here. Any flat white eyeshadow you have, or cream color, I don't have White Lies by Makeup Geek, so I'm gonna use one of my MAC ones. I tried not to use any other eyeshadows, but I'm gonna have to cheat. Any flat shader brush you have will work for this. I'm going to pick up MAC's Vanilla. This is just on a MAC 252 brush, and I'm just going to highlight my brow bone. This is a really subtle effect with this eyeshadow, but since I have so much shimmer going on my lid, I do not want more shimmer. I'm going to highlight really quickly with my Hourglass, my incandescent light, and my Sigma F35 brush, and just right on the tops of my cheekbones there, from like the corner of your eye up to like right here on your cheekbone. You can even bring a little down the bridge of your nose, over Cupid's bow. I'm going to take my Shoot Umora eyelash curler, and I'm going to curl both eyelashes. You should always put mascara on the bottom eyelashes first, so when you lean down to do the top ones, you don't get mascara on your eyelids. So I'm going to put some of this. This is the Blinc Black Eyelash Primer. I don't even go back over this with a mascara because it really makes my bottom lashes long. And I'm going to take my Eyes to Kill Giorgio Armani, and I'm going to coat the top lashes. Of course, there is never a day that I don't wear eyelashes, unless I'm like sick, and if you see me without eyelashes, I must be like on death's door. So for this look, a lot of people have been asking me about the Coco Soho lashes lately. I have had those on in my past couple of videos, and you can see how much bigger they are than normal eyelashes. In this look, since I have it darker on the outside, instead of wearing like dolly eyelashes that will bring, like wispy ones that will bring the attention to the middle of your eye, because that's not what your eyeshadow's doing, I'm going to wear more cat-shaped ones, which for that, my favorite are the House of Lashes Temptress, where they're shorter in the front and then they get longer on the outside, because that's the effect we just did with our eyeshadow. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait for that glue to dry, and then I'm gonna go over with a liquid liner to make sure that that's completely blended in, because if it's not, you're going to be able to see the glue in dark eyeshadow up there. If you ladies wanted to use a lip liner, you can. I'm just gonna kind of blend the lip out. I don't know whether to use my Tom Ford Blush Nude, which is like one of my favorite nudes, or maybe MAC Angel, which is like a frost though. I don't want more frost on my lips because I already have enough. So I'm just going to put this on. I'm gonna blend it out with my finger. If you guys really wanted to wear like something glossy, you could put gloss over this, but again, since my eye is so shimmery, I really don't want shiny lips too. So it's personal preference, it's whatever you guys like best. Okay, so here is the finished look, guys. Okay, now my eyes are really dressy, and I don't look dressy at all. So I might have to change into something black. So if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, please let me know in the comment section down below. I will do my best to answer them. If you guys have any other requests, like any certain colors from the foiled eyeshadows that you'd like to see me use, like you want me to use more in one look, I can do that too. I think the key to these is I bought them in pieces. I bought the first 10 and it came with the Vegas Light palette for one chunk of change, and then when the new ones came out, I just bought them all at once. So that way, I mean, otherwise it is kind of a lot to buy all 20 at once. I will tell you, I have not experienced any creasing with these eyeshadows. I also am dry skin, which means, you know, I don't have super oily eyelids, but it is so important. You always have to prime your eyes before you put eyeshadow down. That just really gives it a blank canvas and really kind of mats it out anyway, because I do have hooded eyes, so when I blink it could transfer up, but it will not with this. I think that there are a couple eyeshadow colors that you really need that any of these will work with. My Makeup Geek eyeshadow, like holy grails, I always have to have Peach Smoothie, Beaches and Cream, Crème Brulee, Latte, even Barcelona Beach I really like, but those ones and Cocoa Bear and Frappe and Mocha, those are like, I mean, they will get you every single eye look that you ever want. Those colors will be transition colors and crease colors, and you will never have to get another one of those. I do have to say that these are probably the most pigmented eyeshadows I have ever used. I am happy with my purchase. I would rebuy them. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.